Shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma fight my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Any time or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing.
injection. Drop the cloud. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This time is the twisting blade rogue, as I promised in my last video. So we can just go through the build because I don't want to prolong the video unnecessarily. So in terms of gear, again it's a dodge based build, and dodge is good and better than like damage reduction you can really get only on uniques and mythics. You cannot throw damage reduction on normal legendaries anyway. So the best tempers that you can get on normal legendaries is dodge chance, and then try to get as high dodge chance as possible, because you're not gonna, no matter how much damage reduction you have, you're not gonna survive trillions of damage anyway if you get hit constantly, right? You need to be able to dodge to be fortified and things like that. So dodge is better in that case. Now of course you cannot reach 100% dodge, but that's fine. I mean, 100% dodge is bullshit anyway. We are not trying to become immortal, we are trying to play the game. So for this we are running Air of Perdition. Now I will have two versions of the build, one with the with normal items and like full legendaries, and this one with the mythics. So if you don't have the mythics, that's fine. You can just use the normal version. So but again, obviously this is better. I mean, if you have the mythics, it would be stronger, so just keep that in mind. So for the helmet we're using Air of Perdition. This is because it gives you crit chance. Now for this build you need crit chance, unlike for the rapid fire build, for example, that you don't need crit chance anywhere because you will be critting from the precision passive anyway. Here you need crit chance because you cannot play like precision for this build, because you're playing cutthroat skills, and precision works only with marksman skills. So for this you need high crit chance, and I'll show you in a moment why. So as you can see, I have almost 100% crit chance. But as long as you have 90, it's fine, because like it's not like necessary. It's not worth going for crit chance runes just to go 200%, right? It's better to get other runes if you already have 90%. So that's my personal opinion, because otherwise you're kind of wasting better benefits from other runes. So again, Air of Perdition for the crit chance and lucky hit chance. Also it gives you ranks to core skills and 60% multiplicative damage. That's very good. All of these things are very good. Also it gives you movement speed. So this and this, like if you have great graphics on the movement speed, or you hit it several times through the master working, you could easily max out your movement speed. So as you can see, I have movement speed here. I would change it, but I can't because I've already tempered movement speed. But you don't temper movement speed here. If you have these items, you should temper this poison imbue. Poison imbue lasts for X number of casts, right? So this is what you should temper here. So the lucky hit chance is and the crit chance are very important, and also the like rank to core skills, because we are playing twisting blades and invigorating strike, and I'll explain why we are playing invigorating strike instead of the puncture. So then for the ring you want Starless Sky. This also gives you core skills, lucky hit chance, attack speed, and crit chance. Like almost the items are almost identical, except for the attack speed here. is replaced with movement speed on the helmet. That's the only difference. And the unique ability as well. Then for the other ring, you want Great Traffic's Dexterity, Max Wife, Crit Chance, Damage, and Poison Imbue lasts for X number of casts. Try to get the Dexterity to be Great Traffics. Here you don't need more than one Great Traffics. Yes, I have two, but that's not necessary. Here on the amulet you want Great Traffic's Dexterity for sure. This is a must. Then Crit Strike Chance. It's not necessary to be like Great Traffics. As long as it's a good row of normal affix, it's still fine. Then you want Total Armor, Dodge Chance, and Poison Imbue lasts for X number of casts. On the boots you want Great Traffic's Dexterity or Dodge Chance. Ideally you want Great Traffic's Dodge Chance, and then temper, like not temper, but get movement speed. Or for example, if I remove the boots, I can check if I have what's my movement speed, and you can see that I still have 200% movement speed, right? And let's say that, you know, let's say that I take off my amulet that gives me movement speed as well. Now I have 190. That's fine. If you have this like only from here and here, that's fine. The other thing is that if you don't have them as Great Traffics, the movement speed, or maybe you hit them through masterworking or something like that, then it might be just enough to get, like, as you can see, I have almost 14% movement speed on the boots, right? And here I have 12.3. If I put 12.3, I'm already at the max, which means that this here, even if I get like the minimum row, which is 11.6, I'm already at 190, I would be at the max. So if you have something like this, don't get movement speed as an affix here. Get Dexterity, Dodge Chance, and maximum life. Okay? Because then you temper just one affix of, you can just temper movement speed, and even if it's the bare minimum row, you will still be at the max, as you can see, right? So it's not necessary to get movement speed in that case as an affix on the boots. It would be better to take max HP, max 5. So that's what you want on the boots, and you temper Chance to Slow here. Or either on the boots or on the gloves or on the pants, you need to temper Chance to Slow, because Chance to Slow usually can roll very high. As you can see, even the minimum row is like 35%, which is very nice. Then you need two other crowd controls on the gloves and the pants. So on the pants, you can temper Chance to Immobilize. As you can see, this can also reach to 32%. And on the gloves, ideally you want Chance to Stun. Somewhere on the gear, temper Chance to Stun. So Chance to Stun and Chance to Slow. And then the other one is whatever. Chance to Freeze is also fine. Chance to Immobilize is also fine. But it should be different from the Stun and Immobilize. So here on the weapon you want Max Wife, Dexterity as Greater Affix, Damage. Then you temper Damage and Chance for Twisting Blades to hit twice. You want the Dexterity to be Greater Affix, and don't bother if you don't have more than one Greater Affix. As long as Dexterity is Greater Affix, it's fine. Then of course we are using Doombringer. Ideally you have the all stats as Greater Affix, because again, all stats, Dexterity, all of this gives you Dodge Chance. So here we are using Condemnation, and again you want Greater Affix Dexterity ideally. This weapon is quite nice, but it's not like optimal for the poison damage, right? But I still prefer this because otherwise you are lacking attack speed. Okay, because you're not playing Andario. Andario, for example, my Andario gives me, because I hit it 2 times through the masterwork, it gives me 58% increased attack speed. And this one, I also hit it twice, the basic attack, right? And I have the max row, I like the max row of the range. So I have almost 50% basic attack speed. And then on the crossbow, you want the accelerating aspect, and you want it with at least 40%. If it's less than 40%, just find one that is at least 40 or higher. So this is when you critically strike with the core skills, it increases your attack speed. And you will be critting all the time because you have like more than 90% crit chance. Or even if you have 90%, it's still fine. So why use condemnation instead of normal dagger? Because on the normal dagger you can, for example, temper chance for twisting blades to hit twice, which will significantly increase the chance. Here we have 54%, which means like every second hit on average would hit twice, right? But it's not gonna be every time. Here, if you temper it again and you hit it through masterwork, you're still not gonna get like 100%, but it depends on how many times you hit it here, how many times you hit it on the dagger, and what range there is, right? But for me, it's still fine. I still prefer to use condemnation because of the attack speed, and this is quite important because then I can just go and generate combo points much faster, and I can use my twisting blades when I have 3 combo points, right? Because as you could see, I just hit it once and I already had 3 combo points. Like, let me see. Okay, now it doesn't work. So here I generated 2 at the same time. Now 3, you see? And if you can just do this, see? And I constantly get 3. I'm never running out of 3 combo points, and I can just, you know, do this and spam twisting blades all the time with 3 combo points. And you can do this only if you have good attack speed on the basic skills, right? Just general attack speed or basic attack speed, but this you have to crit with the core skill, which means the twisting blades. You have to crit with this to gain the attack speed for both the basic skills and the core skills, right? So before you crit with the twisting blades, you don't have the basic. If you don't use condemnation, you will be attacking slower than this. And for example, I can show you. Let's say that we put this thing here. Okay, see how slower we are attacking now, and on top of that, I cannot generate 3 combo points. Right? The combo points don't have shouldn't have an effect on your poison damage. They should also only increase because they increase the damage of your twisting blades, but not the base value, which poison, you know, scales from the base value of twisting blades. So you will be losing damage from the twisting blades though, if you're not using condemnation, because you will be generating combo points slower, and your attack speed will be slower. So let's take a look. Right, I have to do this, and if I put back condemnation, you can see how much faster it goes. So this is the reason why, and on top of that, it makes enemies vulnerable. Like, as you can see, I have 80% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds, which will always, they will be, as long as they are fighting with me, they will always be vulnerable. And poison damage scales from vulnerable, but the enemy has to be vulnerable. So this weapon is very good, even though it doesn't enhances your poison damage. It helps the poison damage indirectly by, you know, giving you dexterity, which scales your base damage, not as high as, for example, if you take damage or vulnerable damage specifically, right? But the inherent affix of the weapon is damage, 50% damage, which is nice. So, and the inherent affix of the normal daggers is damage to close enemies, which doesn't scale your poison damage. So for the aspects, you want accelerating on the crossbow, and again you want it at least with 40% or above. Then on the boots you want concussive strike, because it helps you daze enemies, like, and when they are dazed they cannot use skills. That's one thing. And another thing is that it's a crowd control effect. So that's one crowd control effect. Then you have slow, which is second crowd control effect. Then here you have the aspect that you want here is the assimilation aspect on the pants. And then on the pants as well you have chance to immobilize. Now that's third crowd control effect. On the gloves you want a creeping death aspect. And because we have chance to stun, that's fourth crowd control effect. And creeping death, if you read it, says that you deal X percentage of increased damage over time to enemies for each different crowd control effect they are afflicted by. So that's why you want as many different crowd controls as you can get, because then you will be doing more poison damage to them. Finally, on the ring you want the blade dancer aspect, and on the amulet you want crowded sage aspect. Then the specialization is combo points. So why we are playing invigorating strike instead of puncture, for example? First, because invigorating strikes is a cutthroat skill, and that's important. I'll show you. Well, basically we are playing momentum here, but I'll explain why we are playing momentum. So if you are playing the momentum key passive, you need two cutthroat skills. You cannot use marksman skills. And not only that, but as you can see, the lucky hit chance is 104% when I drink this elixir of advantage, right? Otherwise it's 96%. Just from having these items, all of these items. It's so on the gloves I have dexterity, greater affix, attack speed, and lucky hit chance. And as you can see, when I drink the elixir of advantage, it's more than 100% lucky hit chance, which means that every time I hit the enemy, it's only the percentage chance. I don't have the lucky hit component here. For example, it's lucky hit chance to immobilize, right? But lucky hit is 100%, so it's only 32%. There's no RNG on top of RNG. It's just one RNG of 32%. Makes it more consistent to actually apply these crowd controls and increase your poison damage. And you have 4 crowd control effects. So playing invigorating strike is very nice for that. It makes it much more consistent to be able to apply the crowd controls and increase the poison damage significantly. That's one reason. The other is that it increases your energy regeneration by 40% for 3 seconds. And you know, you can just do this. And in combination with the Starless Skies, you can see that you can just spam it quite substantially. The other thing is that when you damage crowd control to injured enemy, this bonus is increased to 50%. So you get 50% increased energy regeneration. And finally, even if you don't have one of these items like Air of Perdition or Starless Skies, or you don't have the lucky hit chance on the gloves, for example, and you have less lucky hit chance than me, the third modifier, what it does is that invigorating strikes additionally grants 8% lucky hit chance, and hitting a crowd controlled or injured enemy increases this bonus to 32%, which means that even if you don't have one of these items, you would still be at 100%, because as you can see, when I start attacking, right, it goes to 120%. So even if you don't have one or maybe even two of these items, you would still be at like 100% lucky hit chance, or at least 90 something. So that's one reason why we are playing Invigorating Strike. The other is that we are playing Momentum, and the Momentum key passive. What the Momentum does is that when you use Cutthroat skills, it grants you stack of momentum, and every stack of momentum grants you like damage reduction, maximum energy, energy regeneration, movement speed, and increased damage, all the good stuff. And this can go to 10 stacks, so it means that all the bonuses can go up to 30%, and the increased damage can go to 50%. So if I start attacking, you know, I'm switching between the basic and the twisting blades, and as you can see, I have momentum stacking up to 10 times. You know, I have 10 stacks now of momentum. Okay, so I just have them all the time. You see that they're here staying. Just it doesn't matter. I can just walk. They're not expiring. However, if I change to Puncture, right? Let's see what will happen with the stacks now. See? They are becoming lower and lower until eventually they went out. So if I start attacking and alternating between the basic attack and the twisting blades, like I did with the Invigorating Strike, I will never be able to generate them. See? There's no stacks of momentum, which means that it's completely useless. I cannot play this key passive with Puncture and Twisting Blades, because what it does is that casting a marksman skill removes a stack of momentum. So this key passive forces you to play only Cutthroat skills, and that's the reason why we play. If we are forced to play only Cutthroat skills, the one that makes most sense in this case is Invigorating Strike, and that's really the reason why we are playing Invigorating Strike. So that's that. Now let's go through the skill tree. We are using again Invigorating Strike, Enhanced Invigorating Strike, and then Primary Invigorating Strike. Then we take Twisting Blades, Enhanced Twisting Blades, and Improved Twisting Blades. This is very good. This is very good. It's extremely good for PvP. Really, it's the best feature of Twisting Blades. This particular note here, because enemies are dazed for 1.5 seconds while impaled with Twisting Blades. When you start doing this, they will be impaled all the time, they will be dazed all the time, they won't be able to use skills all the time. Which means that, you know, when they cannot use skills, the only thing that they can do is they can become unstoppable, right? If they want to use skills, they have to become unstoppable. And if they're unstoppable and is on cooldown, they're dead. Because, you know, they cannot use anything. They either have to run by walking, because they cannot use escape skills, because they're dazed. So either they have to become unstoppable and then use skills, or they will be dead. And if they become unstoppable, they will be taking, you know, if you have this as ancestral legendary aspect maxed, I think it goes to 50 or 60%, and they can take 50 or 60% multiplicative more damage over time at the moment they become unstoppable. And while they're unstoppable, they will be taking way more poison damage. So this is just extremely good. This one, the Improved Twisting Blades, absolutely amazing. Then you want 3 ranks in Sturdy for the close damage reduction, and this is very important. You want Siphoning Strikes, and this is the reason why you want all these items, right? Why you want Air of Perdition or a Ring of Starless Skies. Again, if you are playing just the legendary version, you will be much weaker, and because you don't have that high lucky hit chance. For example, on the Twisting Blades now I have 68, but that's with the Elixir of Advantage and with a lot of lucky hit chance, right? And it's still not 100%. it's quite high to stack the crit chance of the twisting blades. You need it as high as possible because this will be the only source of heal that you will have. So you have to rely on that. It's substantially more than, you know, because we have good life. So it's 308 per hit. Andario would give you on greater affix 168 per hit. This is almost 2 times more. But or 2.5 times more, let's say. No, I mean 1.5 times more, something like that. But if you have Andario and you don't have Air of Perdition, that's better than using a legendary helmet. So that's the reason why you need Siphoning Strikes, because this will be the only thing that will support you staying alive when you get damaged. Then we go down and we take Shadow Step, Enhanced Shadow Step and Discipline Shadow Step. Then Rugged and Reactive Defense, then 3 points in Weapon Mastery, just 1 point in Dash, Enhanced Dash and Discipline Dash. Then we take 3 points in Agile, 2 points in Evasive, 1 point in Mending Obscurity, then 1 point in Concealment, Enhanced Concealment and Countering Concealment. Then 3 points in Exploit, 3 points in Malice. Here we max out the Poison Imbuement. We take Enhanced Poison Imbuement and Blended Poison Imbuement. And you want to take this because what it says is Critical Strike with Poison Imbued skills deals 75% increased poisoning damage. So every time you crit with Twisting Blades while you have active imbuement, like we activate it, right? And if I crit, I apply 75% more poison damage, and I will be critting all the time because I have 98% crit strike chance. Okay, I don't have crit damage, as you can see. My crit damage is 50%. I have 0 crit damage anywhere on my gear, anywhere on my Paragon, 0. Because the main damage is not the Twisting Blades damage itself, although it's still good amount of damage, but it's the poison damage. Okay, the poison is what you want to kill the enemies with. So that's that. So for the poison imbuement, then we take 3 points in Deadly Venom. We max out Alchemical Advantage and Debilitating Toxins. Then we take 2 points in Alchemist Fortune and 2 points in Impetus, then 1 point in Adrenaline Rush and 3 points in Haste. And then finally we take Momentum, key passive. The reason why we are not playing the close quarter combat, is because now what it does is that you deal increased damage to equal to 15% of your damage versus close bonus, and we don't have damage to close anywhere on the gear. So why play this? And on top of that, previously it was damage to crowd controlled enemies. I mean, for the poison build, because we are playing Creeping Dead, it made much more sense to be crowd controlled because you have a lot of crowd controls. You're playing poison build. You are playing Creeping Dead. Every poison rogue is playing Creeping Dead. And when you, just the idea that, you know, I want to play poison rogue, the first thing that you think of is Creeping Dead. What do you need for Creeping Dead? You need shit tons of different crowd controls. So you will be applying crowd controls all the time. And then what do? Well, then okay, we will change it from crowd control to close enemies. Makes extremely good sense, right? Like you're trying to play poison build here via the Creeping Dead aspect, and I change it from crowd control to damage versus close. Like, where is the fucking logic in that? So that's the reason why it's unplayable. It's completely useless. It's fucking completely useless. I mean, you have to play physical rogue. You have to play physical rogue. Because then again, on the Paragon, we are playing cheap shot. Okay, even if you play PvE, you want to take this. Okay, because this is significant damage increase. So you want to take cheap shot. And you're not gonna play close, damage versus close. You're not gonna stack damage versus close. You will be stuck in crowd control effects, right? Because you want to reach this thing. You want to get this to proc as often as it can. That's one thing. And even if you play PvE melee rogue, you're still gonna play crowd control effects. Who the hell is gonna play damage versus close, honestly? You have to be specifically physical rogue to want to play PvP, specifically PvP really, and specifically physical rogue. And you will get demolished all the time in the current meta. You know, you'll just get demolished as a physical rogue. Because they directed everything about the physical rogue. Previously, this was trick attacks, I think it was, that made the enemies that are dazed to be knocked down. What it was saying previously is that when you critically strike a dazed enemy, they are knocked down. So people were tempering chance to daze and stack crit chance, and then they are critting dazed enemies all the time. They are keeping everything knocked down. And I even did it with Heartseeker, this build in season 4. Then they reworked the trick attacks to not be this effect. Now they erect even close quarter combat. No one's gonna play this. It just completely useless. Like what can you use it for? I cannot think of anything useful that you can use this. So that's the only reason. Now you're forced to use momentum, and you're basically they're telling you we don't want you to play marksman skills. So that's that. To the Paragons. Again, it's basically exactly the same build as the rapid fire. There's no change because it's poison. You want to, just scale the poison damage. So there's no anything damage versus close or physical damage or things like that. No, everything is just about the poison damage. And the poison damage, by the way, scales from crowd control damage as well. Again, that's the reason why it doesn't make sense to nerf this, because poison damage was actually scaling from the crowd control damage. So you would be able to play this. It made much more sense. But anyway, for the Paragons, we are playing the poison build, and on the first board you place the tracker glyph. Then we go up, and here on the cunning stratagem we are playing. We are putting the exploit glyph. Then here on the cheap shot you put the bane glyph. Then we go up, and again on the exploit weakness we put the Kenny glyph. And here on the Leriana's instinct we take the control glyph. And that's really all that there is for the Paragons. Now there's no, we didn't take tricks of the trades board, because again you're not playing marksman skill. You're forced to play momentum. How are you supposed to play tricks of the trade board and take the legendary tricks of the trade? Tricks of the trade requires you to use marksman and cutthroat skills. And momentum tells you that if you do this, you will be losing stacks from momentums. I mean, who the hell is designing these things? I mean, they don't even look at they're even not looking at the interactions of things. It's just random. Like, I don't know. I feel like that they are asking ChatGPT, give me some random bullshit. Okay, we implement it in the game. Like, there's zero thought process about these things. Like, honestly. Anyway, I'm starting to rant because of this, because how much they wreck things. But I think this sums up everything about this build. So if you have questions, just leave them in the comments down below. I'll answer if I can. And again, everything will be in the link in the description. The build, this version, and non-legendary, non-mythic version as well. So feel free to check that. Thanks for watching. Wish you all the drops that you need in the game, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.